Hey, what up, guys? It's Mitsuownes from Germany. In today's video, I want to talk about how Sony is actively restricting their own games. So, this is a video that is not scripted. This is a video where I'm not spreading any BS. This is what I know after working with several devs and publishers for over a year. So, devs have a lot to deal with when making games. So, they are heavily restricted by Sony's guidelines. They have to make sure that the player basically always feels comfortable. Be it with shaders, for example, or blenders, when you were moving or teleporting, that the corners of the screen get black, so it's just, you know, more comfortable for you. Another thing, for example, no jumping. Best example, Honor and Duty. I played that a couple days ago. Non-PSVR version you can jump in. The VR version you cannot. Why? Because Sony said you're making the player not feel comfortable. And whose problem is that realistically? Like, whose fault is that? Is it the player's fault? My fault when playing that I get uncomfortable? Or is it the game's fault? How can it be the game's fault? I mean, how can I realistically adapt to these certain motions when they are not allowed to be in? I'm the first one to admit that I feel uncomfortable when jumping. Rigs, for example, when I'm in the rig and I'm jumping, it makes me feel uncomfortable. But why? Because I can't adapt, because there are not a lot of games that force you to adapt to it. Like, first day, VR Lodge, for example. I literally screamed and couldn't even be in there for like 5 seconds. Nowadays, no problem whatsoever. Because, why? Because the human body can adapt to certain things. With that being said, why can they not do certain things and do certain elements? I want to jump. I want to learn how to jump. I want to spin. I want to be in heavily action, you know what I mean? That's why I said, like, almost a year ago, when I talked about motion sickness, I said it is important for us to get rid of motion sickness. Not just so we feel more comfortable. I said it literally almost a year ago. I said it. I said that we have to feel more comfortable just so they can go more at it, so they can enforce more action in the game. So why are they restricting them so heavily? Second point, gore and like stuff like alcohol and violence. Best example, once again, the game Drunken Boar Fight, which was a complete mess, but that's beside the point. They were not allowed. I said it when I introduced the game. I said you have to drink to feel more powerful, to have more strength, and they had to remove that. That simple fact, they had to remove that. So if you drink, you're not stronger anymore. Why? I mean, why? It's such a simple element. I'm not into drinking. I don't drink. I don't condone drinking. But let the game be. Let the game be. Why are they so restricted? Okay, you might say, well, it's just one of those things. Sony doesn't like to condone, you know, violence, drinking, drugs, all of that. All right, so let's look at one of the best sold game in this current generation, GTA 5. You literally can do almost every single sin known to mankind. You can drink, you can consume alcohol, you can fornicate, you can literally go on a rampage, kill innocent people, and it's one of the best sold games in this current generation. You always see it on the Sony social media. You always see it in the blog. So what's the deal? Okay, now you can say, like, well, it's 2D, it's different stuff that is established. People know that it's just a game and stuff, but VR, you know, it's more sensitive. Okay, one of the very first games that was available for motion support and move support and PSVR support was literally Dead or Alive Extreme, where you literally grope and molest basically women. How does that make sense? How am I allowed to do that to women, but I can't like kill people or drink? It doesn't make any sense. Guys, I said it. Why? I want PSVR games to be the best. I want them to grow. I want more good stuff, AAA stuff. So why can't I kill? Why can't I do all that stuff? It doesn't make any sense, literally. Literally makes no sense. Why are they so restricting the devs that are trying to give us and good games that try to support us and give us good content? It makes literally zero sense. Guys, I'm telling you, a lot of stuff is not known, which is going on behind the scenes. If they continue to restrict the devs the way they are currently doing, we are going to see less and less support, VR support, coming to us. Because these things, well, I can't really tell by experience, because I don't really know. But for example, Drunken Boar Fight, like I said, you could drink with the Oculus version and whatnot. So if they see, wow, Sony is giving us a really hard time with all these guidelines, and there are more that I'm not going to touch on in this video. But if they're going to continue seeing that, of course they're just going to switch to all these other platforms. Let's look at the game that is hopefully coming to PSVR. I mean, with all these guidelines, how is that even possible? Agony. I talked about that a while ago. And how is that going to make it to PSVR? Chances are very high that it has VR support, but not for PSVR. I mean, we're literally in hell. There are like babies or baby bodies that are getting crushed and stuff. How is that a thing? With that being said, I just want the current and the upcoming PSVR games to just like hit another level and satisfy me. And if that means that I have to adapt, like I said with the jumping, so be it. I mean, I was able to adapt to running, to jumping. Well, not really jumping, but running and flying even, and moving the smooth option and you know, moving with the stick as well. So let me adapt to all the other stuff that you are currently just like, you know, not making even possible, you know. Well, that being said, guys, I just hope that, you know, they really think about their current mentality and allow the devs to create games the way they seem fit. With that being said, that's been it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Mitsuownes signing out. Peace.